Welcome back to Excel. This is a Mental Evolution podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. Seth Rose, where we talk all things mental performance and sports psychology. And today we're talking about avoiding comparisons. I saw a quote this past week that stuck with me that I've been sending out to some of my coaches that I work with. And it was an Aikido instructor, George Leonard, that was talking about if you want to get better, you have to be willing to look foolish. And he says, quote, "It's possible that one of the reasons you got on the path of mastery was to look good. But to learn something new of any significance, you have to be willing to look foolish. If you're always thinking about appearances, you can never attain the state of concentration that's necessary for effective learning and top performance." So comparison is one of the fastest ways to drain confidence levels, disrupt your focus, and really disconnect from your own path. And so it really hurts us because comparing yourself to others does really three things, right? It shifts your attention externally. So your mind gets stuck on what they're doing instead of what you can control. It also creates kind of like a false narrative. So you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reels. So it's really not like an equal comparison. You don't see maybe some of the hardships or the struggles that they're going through, and you're kind of minimizing your own successes. And then lastly, it really erodes confidence levels because the brain automatically fills in the gaps with negative self-talk or unproductive thoughts like, "I'm not good enough." So it's not just unhelpful, it's really inaccurate. And so how can we reframe this, right? So the antidote is to really anchor yourself back to your own personal standard. A better question is, how do I stack up is, am I following my process today? Am I doing the little things? This shifts your focus from outcome to and also away from others to yourself. It also shifts your focus from judgment to personal growth. And so some of the things that I usually tell athletes that I work with is to really think about setting your own sort of reflection metric, right? So pick one thing that defines a good day for you. Maybe that's effort or energy, or you were composed, or you were present, and really focus on that process-oriented thing. And if you hit that, then that's where your focus is, and you can say that you had a successful/good day, and that can minimize some of the comparison. The other thing too is I always tell athletes to reduce exposure to certain triggers. So maybe that's social media, maybe that's seeing other leaderboards or scrolling, because this is kind of spiking comparison. Use those things intentionally instead of reacting to them. You can always ask yourself, is this helping my mindset or hurting it? And we have a social media episode that we did a few weeks back that kind of goes into the not so good things about social media and potentially leading into some of this comparison mindset. And then the last thing is, rather than thinking about comparing yourself to others, maybe switch it to curiosity. So if you notice somebody that's ahead of you or quote unquote doing better than you, ask yourself, what can I learn from them? Because that curiosity will help shift away from comparison and help you build on some of your skills. So the goal isn't really to beat somebody else all the time. Really, we want to focus on the process and be present and to really help yourself become the better version of you. Because when you anchor your own process, the comparison really loses its power and you can get some of yours back. Thanks for sticking around on this one, and we'll see you on the next time.